Welcome to my next episode. I am in the car on a photography journey today. It should be kind of adventurous, perhaps one of the more challenging shoots that I've ever been on. I'm heading down into kind of central Georgia. It's a decent drive from Athens. I'm going to hit up 2 different state parks and try to get a couple photographs. One I'm really after. It is like a must-have photo from my book. It's at George L. Smith State Park. There's these old cypress trees coming out of a pond. And right now, there's a very narrow window of opportunity, with it being the fall, where those trees are orange and yellow and have a real golden look to them. And those needles will fall pretty soon. In fact, they're probably already falling. I don't know what I'll find when I get there. But this is supposed to be the sweet spot. But things have been complicated a bit. There's hurricane remnants, I guess, coming out of the Gulf, coming up through this area. That's challenge number 1. Challenge number 2 is there's no rental watercraft available there. Because of COVID, there's no kayaks, there's no canoes. You have to bring your own. I don't have a hardshell kayak or canoe. I have inflatable. So I've brought an inflatable canoe and inflatable paddleboard. So that's a challenge. But perhaps the biggest challenge is the pond is full of alligators. And so I have to go out into this pond in an inflatable watercraft, and there's going to be alligators around. I don't think it's going to be an issue. I've Googled, there hasn't been an alligator attack at this state park ever, at least as far as Google is concerned. So I seriously doubt I'm going to be the first, but it will be in my brain. It will be something that I'm aware of during my time out there. And so I'm not sure how this is going to go. I've got pretty good light because of all of the remnants, so that's good. But it is kind of clearing now. I don't want sunshine, at least not right now. Maybe later today, late in the day, if the clouds break up, get some good light, that would be awesome. I've never been to this place before, and I'm actually kind of disappointed. I feel like I missed it for my first book. I should have probably included this place in my first book, because from all accounts, from the pictures I've seen, it's a really beautiful location. Very different anyway, and I'm going to show that to you all today in the video. Another challenge I'm facing today is self-control, because there's fog, there's color everywhere, the light is great. I've seen, I'm no joke, like 40 trees that I could pull over and photograph. In fact, I see one right now. Oh man, I gotta shoot this. All right, sorry about that. I just had to pull off. I mean, I saw this great tree surrounded by cows. It's really colorful. It's a very moody atmosphere. I didn't even get this camera out. I just pulled off, took it. I'm on this great back road through the middle of nowhere. But there are fantastic trees and barns and everything that I love to photograph. But now my ankles hurt because I got eaten by fire ants. Stepped in a fire ant mound when I was on the side of the road taking a picture. There's another great barn right there. My gosh. I stepped in a fire ant mound while I was trying to take my picture, and they ate me. I've got bites all over, so that will make this day even more fun. But I'm not going to complain. The light is excellent. I'm hopeful that I'm going to get several good photos that I'll be able to use. And I hope y'all enjoy this. All right, so I'm at Hamburg State Park and I am having a lot of trouble photographing this mill and waterfall in a way that I like. It's a really difficult composition. I don't have access to the water because it's so deep, and there's a lot of things blocking my composition from the mill side, and I can't get to the other side to shoot back towards it. It's been raining off and on. Now the sun is out. I don't know if I'm gonna get anything that's of the mill that I'm going to like. I've got one shot that I'm about to take. It's gonna be a little bit complicated. I gotta stand on the wall and balance the tripod and make sure that it stays steady for about a 3-second exposure, which is longer than I want, but I think it'll be okay. But I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not. This is just a tough place to shoot, and I kind of thought it might be just looking at some photos of it before I came here. So I'm not sure if I ended up getting anything here that I really like. It's a really pretty spot. I just couldn't find any good compositions. Perhaps that would change if the sky was really beautiful. I think I could probably get something if I had a great sunset or sunrise. There's a lot of sky behind that mill from the angle that I was forced to shoot at. It would actually be probably a better drone shot, but you're not allowed to fly drones in the state parks here in Georgia. So I don't know. I'm gonna see what I got when I get home and get it up on the screen, but nothing on the camera really spoke to me. Sometimes that changes once I get home and I start doing some editing, but a little bit disappointed in this stopover, but that's okay. My main focus today is George Smith State Park, and that's where I'm heading next. And I've got the rest of the day into the evening for that. And since it's kind of cleared, since the clouds are kind of broken, I'm actually kind of hopeful that there will be a sunset. Before I wasn't. It was supposed to be cloudy, really overcast and rainy all day long, which to me was going to be a good thing. It was going to allow me to shoot all day long. Now it's kind of taken away a lot of possibilities during the day, but maybe it'll repay me at sunset. And so let's go see what happens. All right, so I'm off on the side of the road now. I needed a good cotton shot, and I love this tree way off in the distance coming up out of the cotton, and then the perfectly straight pine trees, the far distant horizon. There's also these leftover storm clouds from the hurricane that are coming through, and they add this real ominous look, but this direction, there's sun. And so it's kind of hitting the tree, it's hitting some of those pine trees, it's creating some real dynamic lighting. I've needed a good cotton photo for a while. I need to get photos from all over the state of Georgia and not just kind of near where I live and where I go to a lot. So I'm really happy this worked out. It was definitely worth pulling off for, and I think I'm going to be happy with it. So I finally made it, and this place is amazing. I mean, I can't overstate it. It's like a photographer's nirvana, and I am so fortunate because the needles are at peak. They are a golden orange. It's beautiful. They are everywhere. The surface of the water is pretty still.
and I am really excited about what I think I'll be able to capture here. It's just kind of a waiting game now. It's 1 in the afternoon, and so the sun has about 4 hours before it really will get close to setting. I'm hopeful for a great sunset. I'll shoot it quite a bit before the sun sets just in case, but I think that I'm going to come away with something really good, and I'm excited to share this with you all. So anyway, I've got my ham sandwich I'm going to eat and just kind of look out at all of these beautiful, beautiful cypress trees. And after that, I will just kind of start exploring and looking for compositions. I might or might not have to go out in the kayak. There's a lot I can shoot from the shore, to be honest, but it might be fun to have the flexibility of going out on the water, so I'll probably still inflate it. I haven't spotted any alligators yet, so this place isn't just teeming with them. But anyway, here's to a great afternoon of photography. So this is like photography nirvana. It is spectacular here. It is a workshop quality place. I think we'll probably end up having a workshop here because there are just so many compositions. You need a zoom here for sure so you can pick apart these trees. I'm walking the shoreline right now. I've just been walking around. The light is changing constantly. Looks like it's about to storm on me now. A minute ago there was light coming out and hitting the tops of some of these. And so I haven't been filming much because I've been taking pictures, and I've got so many. I could probably do a book just on this park. But it's really, really different than any place I've ever photographed before. It's hard to believe this is just sitting in the middle of nowhere in kind of south central Georgia. But I'm really excited about what I'm getting. I'm still back and forth on if I want to take out the kayak. I'm doing something a little different, and let me show you what I'm up to. So hopefully you can see this. I'm focusing in on individual trees. Like right now I've got this cypress. It's kind of a small cypress sitting off to the right, and I'm shooting them in with 2 very different exposures, and I'm going to blend them in Photoshop. So right now I'm shooting at f/27 with a 3-second exposure, and the result is a nice smooth surface at the bottom. And then I'm shooting at about roughly f/11, f/13 at a higher shutter speed to freeze the needles because there's a little bit of a breeze, and to have much more sharpness and no diffraction with the actual trees themselves. So I think I'm going to really like the blend once I do it in Photoshop. I won't be able to do this in a kayak though, because I won't be able to shoot a 3-second exposure. It'll be bouncing all over the place. So right now I'm questioning if I want to get out in the kayak or not. But I've got some time to decide before the sun's going to set. So I'm in a new spot and it's fantastic. It's as good or better than the last spot. And I've got time and I've got good light. And so I'm just playing. And I'm really trying to get creative with how I expose. I've been texting Jason about how great this is, and he's calling right now. So I'm gonna answer this so he can be jealous. Hey man. All right, so anyway, I don't know where I was because Jason just called because I had to tell him how great this place is, but we're definitely going to do a workshop here, probably next year. It is fantastic. I can't say enough good things about it. And so right now I've got this time, I've got a couple hours till sunsets, and so I'm just trying to get really creative with how I shoot these trees. So I'm using a zoom, I'm cropping them, I'm shooting kind of the lower half of the trees a lot. but this is where I'm really trying to mix it up. I have to shoot the trees to freeze them because there's this teeny tiny bit of a breeze. So I shoot them at like maybe a 20th, 30th of a second. Then, without moving my camera at all, I put on a 6-stop ND filter and I shoot the exact same composition. I don't move it at all because I need them to line up. Shoot the exact same composition at like 15 to 20 seconds. And so then I get all this flat water with the needles kind of floating past, creating some colors, whereas everything else is sharp because I'm going to blend the two of them together in Photoshop. And so I'm really liking how that's looking on my camera, and I think I'm going to like it in Photoshop. You're about to see it here in a second, but yeah, I've got a couple hours and it could be a great sunset, but even if it isn't, this is a win. It was so worth the 5-hour round trip, a little more than that. Oh gosh, that was a big bug. So anyway, yeah, we're in a swamp, so that's gonna happen. But so worth it, worth the 5+ hour round trip from Athens. And I can't wait to show these to you all. I can't wait to work through them on my computer. I have taken so many pictures. This is a must photograph location in the southeast, especially at this time because of the colors. All right, so I don't think I'm going to get a sunset. I can't complain though. It's been absolutely beautiful here. I've gotten a wide range of compositions. I'm going to go check out one more spot real fast and see if anything is good there. It's another little pier that goes out into the swamp. So I'm at the last location now, and I think for the first time today, I'm going to go wide angle. There hasn't really been a good opportunity to shoot wide angle yet. Mostly because the sky hasn't been anything that I've really wanted to include or needed to include in my photos. But finally, I'm in a location here where everything is really close by. All of the trees are very close to this dock, and so I can go much wider and really get this entire, it's almost like a forest of cypress trees here in the northern end of the pond. And so I'm going to try to create a composition where I crop out the sky because I'm not getting any sunset, no good light up there, but I really want to capture all of these. There won't be one specific focal point for your eye, but I think it'll be okay because there's like a repeating pattern of lots of different types of cypress trees that'll be across the frame, and I can shoot it really sharp. And so that's what I'm going to try to capture here for my final image, and here it is. Hoping that you all have enjoyed being along for the ride and you enjoy some of these images that I've been sharing with you. And here's a recap of all my favorites.
you.